Hey, this is Paul with Ingenuity again. So I want to go into a little bit more detail about the top and the cup. Try to answer some questions I know are going to rise up really quick. I kind of didn't go through in the first video. So let's start with the cup. So every unit is going to come with a cup. So the dropper, as I've said before, it drops extremely fast. There's no baffles. Nobody else's cup is really going to work. So that led me down the road of designing a cup that kernels do not bounce out of. And what we've come up with is the cup shell for the handle and stuff is 3D printed, and it's a two-piece design. So this is one of my prototypes. The liner is a flexible material, which gives us the bottom that absorbs the cushion of the energy of the kernels falling. And it just makes for a soft landing, and they just settle as soon as they hit. Very, 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 very little bounce out. Nothing's perfect in this world. You might get one in 1,000 drops, I don't know, but it's very, very, very good in testing. Powders just settle in it and they don't come out. So that's what the cup's going to be. Every unit will come with this cup, and yes, they will be available as by themselves on the site and stuff after we start shipping. So that's the cup. So the new draft shield, I reworked it. What you guys saw from the beginning, obviously I stated earlier, was just kind of a preliminary for some pictures. It wasn't done yet. So on this one, I have added the ability to store the extra bushing, because the unit comes with 2 bushings. So nice little place to keep it. Also with the discs, the other discs, there's a little slot back here. They just go in, they don't fall out. So nice little storage. And let's just take this off and I'll show you. Now, as I said before, this black top probably won't be here. This was just my prototype, and I've got some light wiring in here I was trying to cover up. In production, the lights will be on a PCB underneath, like I stated before. So on the A&D, this booger just sets on there, and you can see the bottom side of this is hollowed out. You can see the nut. Sorry, I'm bad with this camera phone. So the nut attaches the dropper on from the bottom, and that's pretty much the draft shield. So on this, we have an adapter. So this is our forward ramp, kind of closes in the front. It sets in here between this metal piece that's on the A&D. There's a drop in here, and so it's stepped to go in there, and so when it's there, it can't go in and out. And these lips that come up on the side, they go up inside the sides in here. So when it's down on there, it traps it together as one unit. It can't go anywhere. So that's what we got there for the A&D. Now, as far as the Platin itself, this one is just my prototype. It's 3D printed carbon fiber. I'm not sure how these are going to be fully made in production, since this is new, but I have incorporated the stop for the cup to center it as part of it, and this back side is tapered, so there's really no surface area other than right here where the cup sits that any powder could sit. If you had an extra one, or some, if you just had one that got away somehow, the only place it's going to be is in here, and that's easy to see with the new front window. So if you did for chance get one in here, stuff happens, you could easily just rush it out down into here, where it doesn't matter if kernels are down here. And it goes in just like the other one. I think with these scales, I figured out that this has to be the same weight, or very close to the same weight as the original Platin. That's how the scales were set up from the factory, and the strain gauge in it was adjusted. So these very possibly are probably going to be metal. If they are 3D printed, they're going to have to be weighted, and so we'll see what turns out to that, but just know it will work. So when all this is together, it just makes the total unit. And as you can see back in here, there's still a gap. So I mean, any kernels that did if they ever did happen to make it out of the cup, which are very, very, very slim, they're just going to fall down into the back and not on the back side of the Platin like the old big one. It just kind of cures that problem. So if any get in here, and it won't be a dark color, it'll be a light color, it'll be like aluminum shiny, or it'll be white. So you'll be able to see it easily, and you could just brush it down into the bottom or out wherever it goes other than on the Platin. And it's very protected. I know it's not the original big shield, but it's very, very protected in here from draft. And being that the Platin is smaller, it's not affected as much. You do have the handle sticking out here, but let's face it, we all load in the house or the garage, and we all know to be careful with drafts. So it's not like these things are outside. If they are, it's inside another box. But I just wanted to show everything about it, try to answer some questions. I am very, very aware of plastic and static, and it is a high consideration with however I make these. If they're injection molded or if they are 3D printed, they will be either additive put into the plastic or have a coating on them. I'm very, very aware of static issues. Same with the Platin. Just know that it will be taken care of and you won't have to worry about it. So I think that covers everything I wanted to show you guys. If anybody else has any questions, just post it up and I'll try to answer. Thank you, guys.